course. Is Mac able to make it tonight,
Oh,
Tina?
that's right, Mac. He said he could make it. Let me reach out to him. Oops. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Mhm.
Bless you, Tina.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let me see if I hear from Mac here. Since this is a committee meeting and we don't need quorum, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Did you start recording yet?
I will right now.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Just calling this meeting of the Principal Evaluation Committee to order. It's 6:03. The next item on the agenda is roll call. Since is Sarah still here? No. Okay. I'll just committee members, if you could introduce yourself and your function on the LSC board. Nick,
Nick Hall, teacher rep.
Cindy,
Cindy Watola, parent rep.
Charisse,
Sharice Brooks, paraprofessional.
and my name is Tina Holder King. I'm a parent rep. Okay, so the next item is approval of the agenda. Um, I guess technically, I'm kind of not sure about this. Do we need to approve this agenda since it's a committee meeting, Nick? Do you know?
I don't actually know. I just know, because there's four of us here, we had to make it public and allow for public participation.
Right.
I'm not even sure if we need, I guess it doesn't hurt, so I'll motion to approve it.
I'll second. Yeah, I don't think because we don't have quorum. So really,
Yeah, so
just in
I
case.
guess, yeah. That way we've done it. Extra due diligence.
Right. Let's vote anyway. All in favor? Oh, is there any discussion on the agenda? Anything anyone would like to change or add? Okay. All in favor of committee members and approving the agenda, please use your icon to vote. Okay. Very good. Okay. So we're here to take a look at the items in Appendix G that offer examples of supporting materials that could potentially be requested. And they, if you all have had a chance to look at it, they are organized in the same fashion as the evaluation form that we will use. And so the purpose of this meeting is to look at those items and decide if there is anything that we'd like to request from Principal Gibson so that she can have time to get those items together. Unless anyone has a different approach suggestion, I was just thinking we'd go through each competency the way that they're organized and discuss, if there's some items listed there that we want to request. Any comments or questions?
That sounds good to me, Tina. Tina, did you want me to share? I can pull up the document so we can all see it on the screen. Would
Oh,
that
that'd
help?
be great because I'm looking at it
Okay.
on my phone right now. This
Okay,
is
I will do
trying to-
that.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, thank you so much. Change my view. Okay. Anyone have a suggestion on how to change my view here? Like I want to make the document bigger, maybe. Oh, here we go. Found it.
I can see it pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's just the way I have it laid out on my screen. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think
Okay.
there we go. Okay. Oh, much better. Okay, so let's start with competency A, and the competency is abbreviated there where it says standard A. I'll just read the full thing. Develops, implements, and monitors the outcomes of the continuous improvement work plan and school-wide student achievement data results to improve student achievement. And so there are some things listed there. And as I was looking at this before the meeting, there are some things that just may not be available or relevant, just kind of due to the nature of the school year with the pandemic, as well as with this being the first year and taking over a CIWP. So let's just start there. So as far as those two items, would anyone like to request either of those? I'm not sure there is a CIWP team. I know well, I don't know, but I think the one of the teacher teams, I think, or I don't know if it was of all teachers or kind of have gone through the CIWP to help with the information that she shared so far. Is that a specific team, Nick, or?
Yeah, so the actual, like the CIWP team that wrote it last year, obviously, like is different than this year because that was previous
Sure.
principal. But we have been going in ILT, our instructional leadership team has spent time reviewing our CIWP on several occasions.
Okay.
So, you know, if we want to ask for the list of ILT team and then like meeting minutes that have to do with CIWP review, we could.
Mhm.
Or, you know, I'm actually okay with not requesting either of those. Um,
Okay.
for
Yeah.
that specific standard.
Um, Same. But Cindy, Sharice, or either one of you, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on each of these. If someone's interested in requesting, please just speak up.
I don't know if I'm so interested in requesting this, but I'm curious about your feelings, Nick, about sort of like the priority of this. It doesn't seem in terms of the competency A that big of a deal, or what do you think?
With CIWP in particular, you're asking?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, we've been going through it because the district has extended the current CIWP one more year.
Mhm.
It's still going to be a work in progress. Um, yeah, it's like as far as, I feel like the list of the team is more important on a year that it's created, but this is now going to be our third year of the same CIWP. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, I would say of these four standards, the most important for me, I think, would be the principal monthly reports to the LSC.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would want to request those just because this year, um, we get them at the LSC. We see them when Principal Gibson presents them, but we don't actually have a hard copy. So that is
Right.
something useful to refer to. So definitely, I would want the presentations that she has provided at all the LSC meetings,
Mhm,
her principal reports.
mhm.
I think for this standard, for standard A, that was I think the main one for me.
Okay. Now, do you guys have minutes from the grade level team meetings? Do you know, Nick?
Yep, there's always a note taker at every grade level team, so those should be available. So we can request those if you would want.
Okay. Okay, anyone else for any of the things listed under competency A? We'll just go ahead and
I guess, I mean, I could pick up budget meeting, because I guess if we're not really that concerned about the CIWP, we don't really need the meeting attendance rosters either, correct? Nick or
Uh,
anyone?
right. I don't think like Nick said, with the CIWP one inheriting it and it rolling over into another year,
Yeah,
the ILT meetings the task has been going through the CIWP and figuring out where the items,
okay.
where that last administration left the items and things of that nature.
So,
But I think I do agree budget would be a good one just because we are, going through there'll be obviously we'll have to vote on a new budget for this year, but we're not voting on a CIWP this year.
okay.
Right. Yeah. Now, budget meetings, I'll have to see if there have been necessarily budget meetings in the sense like last year, but of course, with the audit that she requested, of course, I would imagine there's information from that, and then I'm making myself some notes.
Well, also the budget committee that was formulated and just a lot of, wherever discussion, we've had discussion around budget. And there's been quite a bit, right, Nick? I mean, there's been trying to align, consolidate.
Yeah, there's
budget.
been a lot with budget. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think,
Okay,
the budget committee meeting minutes, things like that, I think would make sense.
Well, what I'm saying is there are no budget committee meeting minutes. The budget has been like the internal accounting is what has gone out. And so there hasn't been anything other than what we've seen at LSC, I guess, other than like the audit, like I was saying.
but it sounds like you guys, I think, Nick, you guys have talked quite a bit about the budget, no? Maybe
We
not
have
formally
been,
in committee.
Right, that's what I'm
maybe not,
saying.
yeah.
Not in
Okay.
committee. No.
Okay.
Yeah, not in
I think
committee. I mean, I
any,
know the budget just came out and I know she shared that widely, and I know she's
Mm-hmm.
met with the teachers, with the staff regarding the budget. But as far as budget committee meetings, no, there's been nothing additional to what has been shared in the LSC meeting, with the exception of the budget that just came out.
but it says just list of budget meetings, not committee, so we still want that, correct? It's not,
I guess I'm not understanding what you want because there haven't been any budget
there
meetings.
have been, but there has been budget meetings.
Huh?
Under standard A3, it said list of budget meetings, not committee meetings, but just
Right.
budget meetings.
And I'm saying, what meetings are you talking about?
Whatever, just feel like in the last motion that was passed, there was a lot of talk about budget meetings that have happened, right, Nick? That you guys have talked in your,
So yeah, there's been meetings with Kimberly with various groups to talk about the budget. So,
okay,
I think we can request, budget meeting. I think it's up to her,
okay,
to um
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'll
to provide.
definitely.
I think it would be nice to provide. Yeah, we can ask for it and see. And obviously, if there's not an official budget committee meeting, it's one thing. But I would think it would be helpful to see, as far as which conversations, have been happening about the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, for that. Is that something that are you sort of just, are we divvying this up and we will individually ask for these things, or will we put it all together as one sort of checklist for her.
I'm making a list right now, and so
Okay.
I'll share that list with you guys to make sure it's complete before I send it to Kimberly and let her know what we're requesting.
Okay. Yeah,
So I'm
that's
just running
Yeah.
stuff down right now.
yeah,
I think that's how we did it.
Okay.
Sorry, Cindy.
That's all right.
I think that's how we did it last year. I believe last year, I think it was Sarah Algetto at the time had like asked, Mira, given her the list of what we wanted, and then it was provided to the entire LSC. So
Okay.
yeah. Are we ready for competency B?
I
What
wouldn't
about
mind the
starting?
minutes from the grade level meetings if there are some.
Oh yeah, I thought we had already agreed to those. Sorry.
Oh,
Yep.
we did. I have it
Yeah,
written
I think
down.
we
I didn't
wanted
see
all
it.
of those, right? We
I wrote
wanted
it
the
down
whole
already.
standard
Sorry.
two. We wanted the whole A2, right?
The mission and vision
Oh,
statements in the principal report every
Right.
month.
All of that's together. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the sample of student data analysis with goals, I think that would be the 360, the STAR 360, which is in the principal report.
Okay.
mhm.
Yeah. So I think the principal report encompasses most
Yeah.
of that except for the grade level team meetings.
Okay.
Okay, move on to B.
What about safety and security plan? We don't want that.
It's not something I particularly want to request, but that's just me.
What I don't know. I feel like it's important I feel like it's something that is important to like families. I don't know if that needs just to show that there's something there and what that is.
Yeah, the way I read it, because safety and security plan is on file, so just proof that
We have
our
something in
safety and
place.
security plan is available if requested, I guess.
Mhm.
So yeah, just a confirmation. Yeah, that makes sense to know, where it can be found if needed. I think that
Sure.
makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm voting for that. Thanks.
Okay. I think under B1, let's see. Just reading them. I think just in general, like a list of trainings and PDs that have happened for staff and for her, for administration, and just anything in that of that nature.
Yeah, I agree with those. So it looks like maybe the first three of
Yeah.
that B1. So agendas, completed PD, and in-service attended by the principal. Yeah.
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind a list of mentoring activities. Now, are those mentoring that the principal's receiving and she is participating in her own mentoring activities, or she is doing the mentoring?
I would think this is like her doing mentoring.
Okay.
But I don't know. And I, as a first year principal, I don't know that she is doing any mentoring.
Well, that's
I
what
know
I was
she
saying. As
has
a
a
first year
mentor.
principal, maybe it is something that is she receiving some mentoring, or is there something that she is involved in as a brand new principal? I'm just kind of curious if that's going on.
I
I
know
don't know
she
if
has
I'm
a
reading it right.
mentor. Yeah, I know she has a mentor, but I don't know if she's doing any mentoring, but I can find out both ways.
Okay, I like that one. Anyone else?
Yeah, I read this one as because it's under standard B1, works with and engages staff in professional development. So I would say that would be mentoring from principal to staff
Okay,
is the way I
which
read
I
it.
would,
Yeah.
yeah, but
So.
I'm curious about that.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, as far as B2, Nick, is that something that is in practice, recording teacher goals and like with observations, pre-conference observations and post-conference meetings, things like that?
The second bullet point is, I think we talk about teacher goals when teachers are observed, but like this year, not everyone was observed with the way things were. It was only like newer, like non-tenured, and depending on where you were in the cycle with everything that's happened. But I would say of those three, the calendar of pre-conference, observation, and post-conference, I don't know how that, yeah, like that should be easy to obtain. I also want to make sure confidentiality, I don't know how
Sure.
that works.
Yeah, you
Um,
know, and that's something to be said with anything. I mean, of
Mhm.
course,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
supposed to be paramount.
I don't believe copies of teacher lesson plans is anything we've requested in the past. I think just because of the confidentiality aspect. Um,
Oh, really? For lesson plans?
have we? I can't remember. I feel like we talked about it last year. Maybe I'm making it up. I also don't feel like, well, personally, I don't need
I
everyone's
don't.
lesson plans.
Me neither.
um,
But
you
I
know,
don't. That
um,
feels antiquated to me. Show me your lesson plan.
yes,
I'm like,
you know,
yeah.
especially because, pretty much, well, school wide now that we are fully authorized in MYP and PYP, it's all the IB
Hmm.
um, format. It's all the standard lesson plan format, unit plan, sorry, from IB.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
Anyone else on the want to chime in? Is Charisse want to chime in?
Not at the moment right now. I'm just kind of listening. If any questions arise, I'll be sure to ask.
Okay. We didn't want we didn't want to leave you out, Charisse.
No, thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, you want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. College and career readiness. Um, oh, excuse me.
Yep.
Man. Mm.
I think in terms of how the school is viewed by prospective families and current families, I think competency is a big one. I think all of it is important.
Okay.
That's my humble opinion, though.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm just listening for how it translates into what we request. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyone?
I would say for me, the list of student clubs, activities, student recognition and awards, and discipline reports. I think, um, you know, if we wanted to just lessen the load,
Hmm.
technology plan. I think that a lot of that is, basically it's getting, you know, Chromebooks one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've been working on that. Um, and a lot of that is pretty much our strategic plan. Um, but I would say, yeah, just kind of, especially because this year, with people not being able to be as present, physically, definitely just knowing what's happening. So as far as after school activities, student recognition awards, and then discipline reports, yeah, those would be the three I would request from that section.
What about the innovative supplemental programs? Like we started training some specific trainings around literacy, correct? Or no?
Yes, so staff members are getting trained on Wilson. I
Wilson.
thought maybe that would just be that should be
Should be under
provided under
PD, right?
standard 2, the professional development.
Right.
Hopefully
But
that
if
would
we're
be reflected in there.
Okay.
But if we're talking about supplemental programs, I don't know if that's like some of the like tutoring and like small group programs that have been offered to students, maybe.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think supplemental learning programs for the students.
Yeah. Okay. I think yeah, having a high rating in this competency is important for how we look.
Okay. Are we ready to go to D?
Yep. What do you think, Nick?
I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking, ooh, that's a lot. It's like,
It is a
I'm
lot.
thinking the same thing. And
It
a
is
lot of
like-
the stuff we get, as parents, I don't, that Nick, do you guys staff gets the the blasts, right?
we got so we got a blast every week to the staff, and
Mhm.
then we are usually copied on, I'm thinking what goes out to parents too. So we're usually
Okay.
pretty well informed. I would want, I don't actually know if parent surveys went out this year. I don't think any specifically did because we had talked about them.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think any parent
So
surveys went out.
Mm-mm.
okay. Yeah, like stuff like number of parents who attended report card pickup days, and like to me that doesn't bear much meaning. I don't know.
No.
Just especially with the way, you know, I don't know. I guess it's good to have a
Yeah.
number. Like community
I'm not
use of
sure really
school
how
really
meaningful it
applied
is
this
in
year.
a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was optional
Um,
whether to
Yeah.
come or yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think when we come together, you know, to do the rating that most of this is just self-explanatory, just from our own personal experience about what is everything that we've received?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I agree. A
Okay.
lot of this is.
Okay.
But I think unlike staff being on the receiving end of the blast that parents get, most board members don't get the bulletins that go to staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put that one down.
Okay.
yeah, I think that would be a good one. And then this might be part of the like list of parent activities. I know she's done like the principal
Oh yeah, that's a good.
hour, like when she
Yeah.
does,
The
I'd
monthly.
be interested in knowing, who's shown up to those. Just as a staff member, I don't always know. I know they're
Sure.
happening. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe would that go under parent activities?
I think so.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe that looks like the first and the last bullet point would be kind of the ones we're
Yeah,
looking for.
Mhm.
I agree.
Um, Yeah, again, visitor sign-in book just seems rather antiquated.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Like they sign in,
that
but
ship has sailed. Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Okay, let's go to E. This is a building staff development plan. Okay. Mm.
I feel like I'd like to see all of it. Something curious about all of it. Maybe not so much the partnership with schools that may have different populations. I'm not sure that that's like a huge priority,
Mm-hmm.
but I think professional learning activities to support diverse student needs, since that's been, we've been following that and that's been embedded in everything that we've been doing.
and I think the same goes, Cindy, for the last bullet point, the conversations about to develop staff capacity to initiate conversation about culture and diversity. That has
Absolutely.
been a big
Mm.
part of our CLWP with
Yeah.
equity.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Um,
So the first,
I think the first, I would say the fourth as well.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
And
the last one for sure.
the last one.
Yeah.
2, 3. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get this typed up in an email and sent to you guys by end of day tomorrow. And if you could, hold on, write myself a note. Tomorrow is Thursday, is that right? Jeez. Okay. And then if I could get your feedback by Friday morning, just double checking. And then, so we have the April meeting on the 6th, which of course, budget meetings tend to be long. So um, I am going to request a special meeting for evaluation. And so, but I would like to give some time. I would like to provide this list to Kimberly by Monday. I know she's out of the office on Monday, so she won't get it till Tuesday. Excuse me. And allow her, um, I would say, at least a week. And then we have spring break there, the second full week of April. And so, looking at time to collect, time for the council to review. So looking at probably the evaluation meeting towards the end of the third full week, or maybe in the middle of the fourth full week. So yeah, so if you guys could take a look at this and let me know by Friday morning if you have any feedback, that would be great. Also, I'm going to request to schedule another committee meeting to begin looking at survey questions for the community survey. There are some examples of different things online, and in my email, I guess what I would like to just kind of refresh everyone's memory where the starting point perhaps should be is those things that we identified during the principal search that were priorities to our community. So that may be a good place to start with figuring out how we want to do community surveys and what we want to center on. Let's see. Any questions or comments about the support materials?
So going back to the timeline, so okay, so Monday you would send out our request to Kimberly, and then when would we want, let's say we're going to do the evaluation the last week of April, when would the council, how much time do we think the council needs to review
I think the
the
full week.
information is okay.
Yeah, I would think we want to give a full week.
But is there a May 1st timeline for that first data entry into PIOT?
Right, we'll come out of the meeting with that information. So
Okay.
yeah, so we'll
Okay.
I'll be able to get it in by then.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm thinking a full week because, you know, work, life, things like that. So
maybe a deadline or a, we would ask to have stuff maybe that first Monday back from spring break. That would
yeah,
give
that's
2
what I'm
full
thinking.
weeks
The 18th,
for her to
yeah,
get. Yeah,
the 18th or
and then we
19th.
would
I know
have
she's not in on the 18th. But yeah,
so like
yeah,
the 19th, we would have a week, and we can meet that week of the 25th
right, exactly.
to do the evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
Sharice, did you have your hand up? I think.
Mhm.
I did. I was just curious to know if these requests were they um I'm sorry, were they asked from previous principals as well? So is the evaluation pretty much the same? Um
You know, since I've been on the council anyway, I know there were some items, and actually, Nick, it was me who requested that information from Mira. And I can't remember, I'd have to dig back and see exactly what all was requested. And I don't think much of anything was provided, actually. Yeah.
But
okay.
yeah, Sharice, it is. We have asked this of previous principals of Mira too. We did this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sharice, did you get a copy of the Appendix G? Did you see, were you able to see that?
I don't believe I've seen it when Nick shared it, but I
Okay.
don't believe I have it.
Yeah. So that is a pretty sort of standard guideline from CPS to kind of follow to have the most, I guess, seemingly well-rounded evaluation of any principal.
Okay.
So it's not, the competencies are all the same for every principal. It's all the same across the board. So there's
Okay.
nothing new that's added. It's all
Okay.
it's all an expectation and a guideline for everybody that's doing an evaluation right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
I'm trying to see. I can send you all. I can share Appendix G with you all so that you have it. Easy access. I mean, it's available online as well, but yeah, I'll share it with you guys so you have access to it pretty easily. Any other questions about the support materials? Okay, we will move on to public participation. Nick, do we have anyone sign up?
So no one signed up, but I also screwed up.
Uh-oh.
So because I always just kind of use the same one everyone in between each meeting, I delete the previous responses and close it, and I forgot to reopen it until today. So
Oh.
I was gonna say, if anyone, I know we don't, if it's okay, if our public participants who are on the call, would it be okay for them just to indicate in the chat if they do want to talk, just because I messed up? So
Absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
that's absolutely fine.
Okay, so anyone on the call, feel free to use the chat to let us know if you have any public participation. Sorry for the mishap. One of those technology things.
You see Karen?
Yep, Karen, go ahead.
Thank you. Hold on. I'm on my phone. Let me see if this works. Okay. Hi, everyone. So I just am wondering if there will be any grace or space that CPS is giving as some kind of, sorry, Mr. Hall, you'll appreciate this. My family's doing the hurdle, which is the music version of Wordle.
Sounds fun.
Sorry. Sorry, if there's going to be any grace or space given for both new principals, which obviously Ms. Gibson is, but any kind of guidance for how to evaluate principals in this once a century experience of principaling in a pandemic, and coming in as a new principaling in a pandemic. So I don't know if you've gotten any of that guidance, or if maybe it's just common sense, but just wanted to flag that.
Thank you, Karen. I have not received any feedback on that, but I mean, I think you raise a good point, especially the pandemic piece of it, because we know that took precedent over, I mean, everything pretty much. Yeah, that's a good point. I think it is common sense as well, but yeah, that's a good point. I would have to reach out to probably the network to ask that question, and actually I'm going to make myself a note to do that. Thank you for bringing that up. Laura?
Go ahead, Laura.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm just gonna keep my camera off. I'm just with hiding from my kids, but I just wanted to just say quickly, because you guys, I know the surveys situation, but just like an informal from a parent point of view. I've been obviously vocal on the LSC meetings and whatnot. I just wanted to say that I've appreciated Ms. Gibson bringing me in and just kind of answering my questions about literacy, and I'm hoping to set up a meeting with her in more detail, just to kind of just so she can answer some of my questions. And so just in terms of accessibility, and she's always seems happy to see me, even though I usually have things to say. So I just wanted to put that out there publicly, that from a parent, from my individual, interaction with Ms. Gibson, that it's been positive. So thanks.
Thank you, Laura. Anyone else? Okay. Next item on the agenda is action item, the next steps. So regarding this meeting, I will type the items we are going to request. I will type them up and get them to the committee by end of day tomorrow, with the expectation of any corrections or additions by Friday morning. Get this to Principal Gibson by Monday, and then request it be all items that are available and are not an issue of confidentiality be provided by the Monday or Tuesday after spring break. And I will schedule a special meeting for the actual evaluation. Any other action items or next steps anyone need to call out? Okay, the next regular meeting date is April 6th at 6 p.m. is a virtual meeting. The next item is to adjourn. I don't think we have to vote, as this is a committee and not a quorum of the council. So thanks to everyone, committee members and public who took time out this evening, and I appreciate your engagement. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Tina.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.